National Report Court. We're covering this story today. This case, a dispute between a South Carolina high school student and their teacher over the Pledge of Allegiance is now headed to court.
So here's what happened, or what's alleged in their lawsuit against the Lexington School District. Parents of 15-year-old Marissa Barnwell allege their daughter was physically pushed up against a wall and yelled at by a teacher for walking to class instead of stopping to say the Pledge of Allegiance. However, the school district is denying the altercation ever took place, claiming that there is video evidence of the teacher merely tapping on the student's shoulder, telling her to respect the moment of silence after the pledge was said. The suit accuses the school district of violating Mrs. Barnwell's, the student's, First Amendment rights.
We're going to take up the case in National Report Court. For the purposes of this segment, criminal defense attorney Aaron Reed would be arguing the case on behalf of Marissa Barnwell. On the defense, defending the school district, criminal defense attorney Brian Silber. Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for coming on today. Aaron, if you could, walk us through the case and the plaintiff's perspective here to prove that her First Amendment rights were violated.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. It's going to be an interesting situation, interesting case. But when you look at the video, there's no doubt that a physical altercation did take place. Whether you want to call it a push, a touch, a grab, those are going to be things that they're going to have to sort out. But there was a physical altercation. There's no doubt that a student was assaulted by a member of the school, a teacher at the school. And it looked like from the angle that I saw that the teacher did not push her against the wall, but stop her from walking. And it didn't look like the student was being very disrespectful or doing anything that would disturb the peace of the school. So I don't know exactly how it's going to pan out, but it does look like she has some sort of a case against the school.
Well, Brian, Marissa Barnwell, again, the student recounted her experience in her own words in her statement, stating in part, quote, "I was completely and utterly disrespected. No one has apologized. No one has acknowledged my hurt. The fact that the school is defending that kind of behavior is unimaginable," unquote. But talk to us, Brian, about that, about this potential video that the school has. Would that help or hurt the case for the student?
So I personally have not seen the video, and I think part of this case will go to the nature of the physical contact. If the video shows that this was an innocuous tap on the shoulder or some kind of socially acceptable contact, maybe a grab of the shoulder, obviously that is going to be a lot less of an issue than if she was slammed into a wall, as is claimed. And I think the video should be very clear on that. Certainly, without a doubt, if this student was slammed into a wall by a teacher, that is completely unacceptable behavior. It's even a crime. To me, that would be a crime of battery. However, as to the First Amendment issue, I think they're making a major blow out of proportions here. Like they say, making a federal case out of it. What really are her damages? Let's assume it was a socially appropriate touching, like a tap on the shoulder. There's no damages here. This is a politically motivated case. Really, a 15-year-old is looking to sue in federal court because some teacher said she had to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm just not believing the true, authentic merit of this case. It sounds very technical and very political. And I'd like to know who's behind it. I just don't believe this 15-year-old is going to go the full gamut in federal court, nonetheless, pursuing a claim because some teacher said she had to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, she could be very interested in politics and wanting to defend all of her rights. I did want to point out, Aaron, before we just get to you, that in South Carolina, state law does mandate the school play the Pledge of Allegiance at least once a day, but it does allow students to pass on saying the pledge as long as they're not being disruptive. Aaron, I'll give you the floor.
Exactly right. And again, I know I'm speaking at a little bit of an advantage. My co-panelist has not seen the video, but when I did see the video, it looked to me like the student had already just been walking past the teacher, and the teacher came up behind her and grabbed her from her left shoulder. And it didn't look like the student was saying anything or being disruptive, and it looked like there were other students also walking around. So I think the damage for the First Amendment violation could be ongoing. I'm assuming she's receiving hate mail, hate tweets, hate TikToks, all these comments on her social media, I'm sure, are not very pleasant, and those could affect her reputation.
Yeah, just looking at the video myself, too, to be quite honest with you. And it's hard to see, as you described. There seems to be some physical altercation. Can't really tell what that is. We'll see how it plays out. This is how it played out in National Report Court. Aaron Reed, Brian Silber, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.